Hello everyone, welcome back. It is another edition of Raid Made Easy. We are going back to the dungeons, but this time we need to talk about the dungeons from a different perspective. We talked about what dungeons when, but we didn't talk about what level and why. So today, beautiful backdrop of the clan boss. I'm running a key because we're going to be all over the table, loot tables, and we're going to use a beautiful resource called Ayumi Love, which I will link in the pinned comment. I don't know why I didn't have it there already, but we're going to add that, of course, to the resources you have available to you. But without further ado, let's head over to Ayumi Love and the loot tables. All right, here they are. Here is the loot table. I might actually make this a little bit smaller just so we can fit it all in here. Here we go. I know it might be a little bit harder to read, but at least I'm not blocking the way so much. Okay. So this is on Ayumi Love, and it has the loot table and drop rates. Campaign normal. It has some information here. It has information on what all the champions are that you can get. But the big thing here, we want to talk about this. We're going to talk about, we're going to skip the clan boss loot table for now. We're going to do clan boss in another video. So let's not worry about clan boss right now. But let's talk about the dungeon loot table, the spider loot table, and the potion creep loot table. And let's start with the easiest one. Here it is, this mind painful system. Actually, we're gonna have to probably make it a little larger. Sorry guys, just want to make sure you can see all the information here. Okay, yeah, let's stop playing games with my heart. All right, okay, we can make the a little bit smaller. Yeah, you know, a more polished seasoned veteran would have done that beforehand. Let's make that so you can see it. Okay, so you can't see the most important thing right there. All right, so here's the stages. Stage 1, okay, whatever. So here is the loot table and drop rates for the potion keeps. And you can see that in potion keeps, you will always have the opportunity, unfortunately, to get bruised shards and ancient shards. Oh, ancient shards are nice, but obviously the bruised and mystery shards, same percentage all the way through. But the key is, it's a lot of you ask, where should I progress and where should I farm? And as you can see here, there are some definite specific places to farm. Obviously, the most important place, stage 20, gives you no lesser potions, and therefore it gives you greater drops of the greater potions and the superior potions and higher quantity. So when you're asking yourself, where do I want to look? You can go through here and you can see the lesser potions, and the first stopgap should be stage 12. You see stage 12 no longer drops 1, 2, or 3 quantity lesser potions. In the early game, if that's the stage you can get to, that's where you should go, because you're starting at quantity 4, 5, or 6, and you also have a pretty good chance to get some decent numbers here in the greater and superior potions. And you can see here, there's a nice big jump in the average potions per energy of 1.9 from 1.6, and then it keeps going up, obviously, in this particular case. But that's the first place you want to look at. Stage 12 is the first place that you want to try to push. Then, honestly, your best bet is it's a very slow decline. Although they do, obviously, quantity 4 there's no quantity 4 at 13. There's no quantity 5, so you're getting a lot of high-end potions. But the next real stop is stage 15. Stage 15 is where you get the highest percentage of quantity 7, 8, or 9 only of the lesser potions. And then you can see you can get 1 through 5 of the greater potions. And then, of course, 1 to 3 of the superior potions. After that, as you can see, there is a drop right here on stage 17. So if you couldn't get to 20, stage 17 is very good. You get the 8.25. You won't get the single drop greater potion, which is a big deal, I think, in my opinion. Getting one greater potion there's nothing quite as painful as that. So for potion keeps, there's lots of painful things in raid. So that's the next place you want to look at, is stage 17, and then you really just want to try to push your way to 20. If you need lesser potions, arguably, if you're just desperate for lesser potions, your best bet would be stage 15. But I think stage 19 is probably the better place, because then as you're farming at 14 energy, you're going to get these other better potions as well. So you can take it as a will, but if you need lesser potions, for example, we're in a fusion right now, a fusion right there. But for the new player, just to reiterate, stage 12 is your first point of contact. You want to try to push the, if you can't, you can't. You farm whatever you can get to, but stage 12 is where you can be like, okay, I can stop. If I can't push any further, it's not a big deal. And this is for all potion dungeons. 12 is where you're going to get those better potions on the lessers. It's a big deal. It's a big jump, okay? It's not going to be quite as simple for the other potions. So let's go to the Spider's Den. Now, the Spider's Den has 3 different types of material. So you can see that the first kind of stopgap, because the Spider Dungeon is so much more difficult, I always tell people, you're probably going to spend a little time around stage 8. Stage 8 is the first place to get banners. It goes up quite significantly up until it's stage 14, where it evens out, where everything's got a 33.3% chance. So that's a nice place to stop. But honestly, you're going to want to look at first off, that stage 8, just so you can get a chance for banners. Then the next stop is probably going to be maybe stage 10, because you can't get 3-star anymore if you have to. Stage 11 is significant because it's the first place that legendaries drop. Really, stage 13 is the first place you want to look at, because then you can start getting 6-star gear. That's a big deal. But really, if you can get there, stage 16 is the first significant milestone. And the reason why is because you can no longer get XP brews or mystery shards from encounters in the Spider Dungeon at stage 16, which makes you get a huge significant jump in the accessories that you get at all ranks. And that's a big deal, because if you look down here at the 2 bottom, the Dungeon Diver points. Now this is the points for the Dungeon Diver event, and underneath it the tournament. And you see at stage 16, it jumps up from 0.64 points per energy to 0.76. And now the second one, 0.83 to 0.97. It actually drops down in the subsequent levels until you get to 20. And 20 is actually slightly less, more on the tournament, slightly less on Dungeon Divers. So from a perspective of efficiency, doing these during an event, during a tournament, you can see where 16 is actually, that's that first place. If you can't, if you try to push, you get 17, 18, 19, you can't get 20, go back to 16 to farm. Because that's where the efficiency point is. Don't stop at 19, don't stop at 18, farm at 16. And then go to 20. And once you go to 20, then it's the big push. And you can again use as a guideline the points per energy on Dungeon Diver and on Tournament. And you can see that the next really good one is actually stage 24. Stage 24 is where you get the best, most efficient farming in those upper levels. But, big, huge but, baby got back. 25 is where you get the best chance to get a legendary 6-star piece. And that's an important thing. It's only a % extra chance. It's 1% extra on 6-star, 1% extra on legendary. But at the end of the day, that's where you're getting the best gear. So, efficiency-wise, 24, best piece, right? Best chance for the best piece, stage 25. For tournaments, you can take a look at this, stage 20, right? Actually better than anywhere else for the Dungeon Divers and anywhere else for the tournament points. So if you're doing tournaments, if you're being efficient, low spend, free to play, and you like doing stage 24 to get the gear, but when it comes to tournaments, if you're just trying to be efficient for a fusion, for example, go back to stage 20. It's the most efficient. So stage 16 is what you're aiming for. 13, let's go again here. So you want to stage 8 is where you first start getting banners. Stage 11 is where you first start getting legendary. After that, you kind of jump up. Yeah, there's 6-star gear starts at 13. 16 removes mystery brews. Then 20, then 24, or 25 if you're looking for the best possible chance for the best possible gear. Okay? Now, this obviously doesn't take into account hard level, but honestly, for this series, don't worry about hard level dungeons. Okay? Now, the third place we're going to take a look is the standard dungeons. This is for the other 3 dungeons, right? Fire Knight, Ice Golem, and Dragon. The first place you want to go to is you want to keep pushing as far as you can until you get to stage 13. That's the first place to get 6-star. That's a big deal. Get the ability to get 6-star. If you can get to 13, you can do a little farming here. I don't recommend staying here for a long time, especially in Dragon, which is your first one. You want to try to push forward, but if you have to, get to 13, because that's going to give you that 5% chance to get that 6%, that 6-star gear. 6-star gear, you have a 5% times a 3% legendary, so it's very minuscule. But if you get that piece could be on your account till the end game. So to be able to get that this early on is a big deal, right? If you do 100 runs and you get one of those pieces, that piece could be on your forever. That could be a forever piece. So that's why you want 13 as the very first place. But honestly, again, you want to push to 16. 16 has a huge advantage because of no mystery shards, no XP brews. This means there's a whole lot more. That's 14.5% extra in that chance to actually get an artifact, which means you have a greater percentage. You know, the percentages hit a lot harder. So stage 16, big deal, right? You see here, there's that big jump. Well, that just did that drop a whole bunch. Sorry. You see that 16's got that 0.76 and 0.97. And again, you don't see those numbers. Funny enough, stage 19 has a higher percentage on the tournament, but not on the Dungeon Divers. 16 still better. And then you get to 20, and 20's got that big jump again. Big jump. And then that's, again, just like the spider. You go to 16, then you go to 20. If you can... The big deal is, if you can't farm 16... And if you can farm 16, you might be able to farm 20. It's getting there. So you'll get to 16. You'll start pushing 17, 18. You might get stuck on 17, 18, 19. Go back to 16 to farm. And then go up to 20. When you get to 20, stay at 20. Progress through 21, 22, 23, 24. But farm 20 until you get to 24. And then 24, 25, much like the spider, is do you want the better gear? Or do you want the more efficient dungeon? And that stage 24 is more efficient. Stage 25 is better dungeon. But for the early game, again, you're looking at first chance to get 6-star is 13, then 16. 13, then 16. Those are the 13. You stay there for a little while just to get you some gear to get you forward. And then you get to that 16. And 16 is where you stay until you get to 20. So those are my dungeon loot tables. I told you it would be a quicker video, but I think it's really important to look at these loot tables. They will be available if you go to a Yumi Love. I'll put 2 links. I'll put a Yumi Love's link, and I'll put a link to this loot table and Drop Love's sub area, so you can check out all these ones. We will talk about Clan Boss in another video, but you can also look at the loot drops for Clan Boss as well. So thank you for watching the video. It's a short one, but a sweet one. For your information, this will be the last video for a week. I am with my day job at a conference on the other side of the country, a couple provinces over. So I won't be able to make videos for about a week. When we come back, we're going to do a few more videos. And then at some point, we're going to transition into a brand new free-to-play account that I've built. And I just want to get that rolling, that kind of initial first 40 levels rolling. And then we'll take a look, and we might decide to do some kind of funky challenge with it. So we'll see what we can do with that. That's going to be the progression of this series. Raid Made Easy is eventually going to go into a free-to-play series. But I've probably got another 10 videos before we get there. So unfortunately, I have to take a week's vacation. You might see some YouTube shorts, but you won't see any full videos again until a week from tomorrow. Well, you'll see this Saturday. I'm actually filming Friday night, so a week from Saturday is when you'll see the next Raid Made Easy video. Maybe Sunday, depending on. I think I fly home Saturday, so probably Sunday morning. So a week from this Sunday will be your next video. So thank you for supporting this. I know it's not for most of you. Most of you already understand this, but I'm hoping to get this out to the new players. And so share it to your clan, share it to the newer players. Maybe everyone will get into this series, and it'll help some new players understand the game a little bit better. With that said, long-winded Mad Capper just spoke for 2 minutes when the video should have been over. So we'll just say be kind, be safe, and we'll see you in the next video.